is one main problem that I see with hybrid training, and we're going to talk about that today. Hi, I'm Catherine. I'm the personal trainer and running coach at Kathletics. Here at Kathletics, we're all about meeting you where you are in your fitness so you can approach hybrid training in a sustainable way. If you are new to hybrid training is when you are trying to push the limits and improve both sides of your fitness when it comes to two or more types of fitness. So for example, if you are focusing on strength training and running, or strength training and hiking, this would be an example of hybrid training, where you are trying to improve your fitness within strength training, so improving your strength, gaining muscle, something in that realm, and also improving your cardiovascular system. So whether that is training for a big hike or training for a race, or maybe you're just trying to push the limits within both of those realms. While I love the approach of hybrid training, it is important that we don't make the mistake of pushing really hard with both of those if we are new to the introduction of hybrid training. So for some background, I've been in the fitness industry for 8+ years professionally, and prior to that, I had worked out on my own doing both cardiovascular training and strength training, but at separate times. I was not doing both of those at the same time or doing what we call hybrid training. So I originally started off doing cardiovascular training, primarily running, and I went kind of into a rabbit hole of getting into more of the unhealthy side of doing it that frequently. I ended up injuring myself and shifted into strength training. So strength training, I ended up primarily just doing strength training, not so much on the cardiovascular side, and again, kind of went into the unhealthy side of strength training basically almost every day of the week, which isn't necessarily helpful for recovery or any fitness goals in general. We need to have some rest days. Aside from that, I didn't get into the hybrid training side of things until really about 6 or 7 years ago. So even after I started training professionally, I did not participate in cardio regularly. I was still primarily coming in from the strength side of things. So if you are like me and you are coming in more from the strength side of things, we want to make sure that when you are shifting into that hybrid training zone, so shifting from just doing strength training and now you're adding in cardiovascular, we want to make sure that you are not pushing all cylinders at all times from the start. So we're going to talk about the common issue of pushing too hard right off the bat with hybrid training when, regardless if you're coming from more of a strength background or a cardiovascular background. So the following is going to apply to both sides respectively. So whether you are currently doing 4 to 5 days of strength training or 4 to 5 days of cardiovascular training and you're trying to integrate one or the other, the thing that you're going to need to focus on first is to drop the volume back and maybe drop the intensity back for the first little bit here, so you have an adaptation period of adding in that other type of training. So again, if you are coming from the strength side and you're currently doing 4 to 5 days a week of strength and now you're trying to integrate cardio, I would consider dropping back to 3 to 4 days of strength, reducing the volume overall and even in your day-to-day, pulling back that intensity. So if you're primarily training at an RPE or a rate of perceived exertion of 7 to 9, I would bring it back to even a 6 to 8, 6 to 7, especially during those first couple weeks, so you have some time to recover from your added in cardiovascular sessions. So when you're first integrating those cardiovascular sessions, we want to make sure that we're also not just throwing in long duration cardio when we're a little bit more new to it. So I would think about adding in between 1 to 3 cardio sessions per week that range from 20 to 40 minutes. So again, if this is new and maybe it's been a long time since you've done structured cardio, I would really think about keeping the initial form of cardio low, so doing 2 sessions for 20 minutes, 2 sessions for 30 minutes, 40 minutes, something like that, so you have time to adapt. Now again, coming from the cardio side, if you're currently doing 4 to 5 days of cardio and then you're trying to integrate strength training, first things first, make sure that you are following a strength training program. So if you're looking for a strength training program that follows more of the hybrid style, be sure to click the link in the description to check out our options. Why I say it's important to follow a program is because if we just go in willy-nilly, it's going to be really challenging to see progress as well as manage volume when it comes to adding in that strength training to your cardio program. So same thing with the cardio, we want to pull back that volume, pull back that intensity a little bit as well. So if you're currently doing 4 to 5 sessions, maybe pull it back to 3 to 4 sessions and then integrate 1 to 3 strength training sessions per week. And again, if it's on the newer side and it's been a long time, or if strength training is new to you in general, maybe adding 1 to 2 sessions per week just so you can get some regular recovery and make sure that you are recovering from those sessions. Now, this adaptation period may take some time, so it's not going to be within a week. It may not be in 2 weeks. It could take several weeks before it starts to feel a little bit more natural and before you can start building back that volume and get used to the new type of training that you're doing. So what you can do to make sure that your recovery is on point is, again, making sure that you're following a training program that accounts for your activity and your goals, as well as meets you where you're at in your fitness. Make sure you're getting enough food. So especially as you increase your training in general, we want to make sure that you're fueling enough so you can support both your life and your activities. You also want to make sure that you're getting enough sleep, staying hydrated, and of course, managing your stress. So these 5 things are going to be extremely important when you are integrating new types of training and going through that adaptation period, and actually moving forward as well. Those things are always important within your training program. I hope this video helped you understand how you can integrate your new form of training. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Otherwise, be sure to like, subscribe, and then we'll see you in the next one.